In the heart of Lagos stood a church like no other, the Holy Covenant Ministry. Its pastor, Ella Ifani, was a charismatic woman known for her fiery sermons, miraculous healings, and a charm that drew people from all over Nigeria. The church grew into a massive congregation with thousands of members attending each service. People whispered that Pastor Ella was anointed by God, a chosen vessel sent to deliver miracles. But behind the pulpit and the show of holiness, Pastor Ella harbored a secret, one that tied her success to something far more sinister than divine intervention. Ella had started out as an ordinary preacher in a small, rundown building. She struggled for years with a handful of members, hardly able to pay rent. Despite her passion for ministry, nothing worked. One fateful night, Ella, desperate and questioning her faith, wandered into a remote forest for prayer. There, she encountered a mysterious old woman draped in red and black cloth. "You seek power," the woman said, her voice hissing like wine through leaves. Ella hesitated. "I seek growth in my ministry. I want to serve God and change lives." The old woman chuckled. "You want the crowds. You want wealth. You want fame. Don't lie to yourself, child. The world does not reward sincerity. It rewards power." Ella protested, but deep inside, the woman's words struck a chord. She wanted success. She wanted to stand on great stages. And, as if the woman could sense her thoughts, she pulled out a small, glistening snake from her bag. "This," the woman whispered, "is Nzekwe, a spirit older than time itself. It will grant you wealth, miracles, and fame. Feed it loyalty, and it will feed you success." Ella recoiled at first, but the promises were too tempting. The woman instructed her on a ritual, one that would bind her to the spirit of the snake forever. And on that moonlit night, Ella made her covenant with Nzekwe, sealing it with a drop of her blood and a promise of obedience. From the moment Ella returned, everything changed. Her small church began to grow rapidly. Each sermon seemed electrified, her words cutting through the hearts of her listeners. The sick were healed, barren women conceived, and jobless men suddenly found opportunities. Ella became a sensation overnight. Her newfound power came at a cost. Every Thursday at midnight, Ella would enter a secret chamber beneath her lavish mansion to consult with Nzekwe. The snake, now massive and glowing, would coil around her, whispering secrets and demanding sacrifices, blood sacrifices. At first, it was livestock, goats, chickens, and cows. But as her church grew into a mega-church, Nzekwe demanded more. "Power comes from life," the snake would say. "The higher you climb, the greater the price." Ella obeyed, but guilt began to creep in as she noticed strange occurrences. To her congregation, Pastor Ella was a saint. She spoke in tongues and performed miracles that left her members awestruck. But as her fame grew, a darkness began to spread. Members who were deeply devoted to her started experiencing strange dreams of a snake. Others would wake up with mysterious marks on their bodies, unable to explain them. Ella dismissed these incidents as spiritual attacks from the enemy. She told her members to pray harder and give more offerings to the church. Yet behind closed doors, she was aware of what was happening. Each member who fell victim to these strange occurrences was, in fact, marked by Nzekwe as part of her covenant. But Pastor Ella's guilt did little to stop her from continuing. The money poured in, her name became a household word, and she even began appearing on international TV. Her downfall began with an investigative journalist named Mary. Mary had been attending her church undercover for months, seeking answers to the strange deaths and disappearances connected to some members of the congregation. She had heard rumors of a secret chamber in her home and the whispers of a snake spirit. One fateful night, Mary followed Ella after a late-night service. She trailed her to her mansion and witnessed something horrifying. Through a crack in the chamber door, she saw her kneeling before a massive glowing snake, chanting incantations in a language she didn't recognize. The snake hissed and writhed, its body shimmering with otherworldly power. Mary recorded everything on her phone and leaked the footage online. It went viral instantly. The once beloved Pastor Ella became the subject of public outrage and horror. As the world turned against her, Ella's congregation abandoned her. The massive church building was shut down, and protesters gathered outside her mansion daily, demanding answers. Ella, however, could not leave. Nzekwe had warned her, "Betray this covenant, and you will lose everything, including your life." Desperate and trapped, Ella tried to end the covenant, but the snake would not release her. During her final confrontation with Nzekwe, she screamed, "You promised me success, not this torment." Nzekwe's voice thundered in the chamber. "I gave you what you asked for. But power always demands a price. Now, it is time for your life." The next morning, Ella was found lifeless in her mansion, surrounded by shattered mirrors and the faint smell of burning incense. The authorities reported it as a heart attack, but whispers among those who had seen the footage knew better. The Holy Covenant ministry was abandoned, and the building was said to be haunted by strange hissing noises. Some claimed to see the shadow of a snake slithering through the empty pews at night. Ella's story became a cautionary tale, a reminder of how ambition and greed could lead even the most devout into the clutches of darkness. Her name faded from history, but the whispers of her pact with Nzekwe lived on, warning others not to seek power from the wrong sources.